I think the budget this year focuses really on increasing employment. It focuses directly on employment. Different sectors are helped by the various employment-oriented programs that have been announced. And the electronics and the information technology sectors can also derive substantial benefit from the initiatives that have been announced. It would really work well for that sector.
And so speaking of exports, of course, the Commerce Ministry has set a target for itself. And of course, speaking of electronics, it is, the second highest in terms of, the items that were imported to, some of the Western geographies like the United States. But I want to understand from you on the kind of targets that you're looking at as far as boosting exports is concerned. And will the government then be coming up with any further measures in terms of, tariff rationalization, etc., to further give a boost to exports?
One of the key ways in which we do it is to actually build the component ecosystem here in India, and our component ecosystem needs to be good enough in a global value chain to be exported as components themselves. That's when we are truly competitive, to supply not just to Indian manufacturers, final manufacturers, but also to people across the world. If the value chain needs to continue to stay anchored in India and needs to continue to stay here, it has to become competitive, and for that, a significant proportion of the components also need to be made here. So which is why the goal is more or less to double the value addition that takes place in India from the current levels to about 35 to 40% of value addition.
So when we speak about manufacturing, we have to speak about Apple and the kind of investments that it's made in the country. Of course, opening its retail stores and deepening production as well. And now there are reports that it is likely looking at the production of iPads in the country as well. I want to understand, what does India really need to do to be able to double up on that front?
I think Apple's success as in India basically reflects the China plus one reality in global geopolitics. I understand they have close to about 26, 27 manufacturing facilities across India. It generates employment for close to about 175,000 people already directly, and many more indirectly. So that has been a true success story in the past 3 to 4 years.